So heading east on the I-10, coming through the San Gorgonio Pass and all the windmills, all the dust blowing out there. Not too far from our destination. Welcome everyone to Discover This. Today we're in Indian Wells, California, and we're going to be attending Contact in the Desert. So all about UFOs or UAPs, some AI stuff, alien abductions. I think there's a Bigfoot class. But I'm here because I really want to see the megalithic structures, the history about all those things they're finding all around the world. So we're going to spend the weekend here, show you all the sights and sounds. So let's get checked in. A little background on how this conference works. So you pay your fee, you buy the ticket, and that gets you in all the lectures, okay, throughout the whole weekend. Then on top of that, some of the presenters also do workshops, which are different presentations than the lectures, usually longer than what the lectures are almost about an hour, 45 minutes or so. The workshops are 2 hours or maybe a little more. And the workshops cost extra, so you can go to all the lectures. If you want to see a workshop, you got to pay extra for that. And then on Monday, some of the presenters do an intensive, which is 3 hours or whatever on a subject. So there's presenters here that are doing three different presentations. Actually, I think there's one doing 4. But again, so there's 3 different varieties. There's the lecture, the workshop, and the intensive. So workshops and intensives are extra. If you want to buy those, you can in advance see what the topic's going to be and who the presenter is, and if it's somebody you're interested in or the topic's interesting, then you buy that extra ticket. Otherwise, you can just go to all the lectures. Also, I believe all the vendor areas are open to anybody. So if you're staying here at the Renaissance, Marriott Renaissance in Indian Wells, or if you live out in the area, you can come by and look at the vendor areas and that kind of thing. You just can't go inside the presentation rooms, that's all. But the vendors are all out in the common areas and the open inside each of the buildings that they're using here. So anyway, that's kind of how it's laid out and works here. So we'll be attending a number of lectures and a few workshops while we're here, and we'll kind of show you all what's going on as we go around. So we'll be going in the Crystal Amphitheater and checking out the sky beings and Native American lore panel this morning, first thing. And absolutely no filming. So this is the Crystal Amphitheater. This is where they have the panel discussions all throughout the weekend. So we're going to attend one this morning, and I'll let you know how it is. Can't film in here. So. Lots and lots of vendors. A lot of jewelry, crystals, books. So making our way to a presentation by Michael Schratt, UFO researcher, crash retrievals. He also studies prototype airplanes and things that our government is working on. So he tries to compare what witnesses are saying description-wise of UFOs and then some of the prototypes that are supposedly being tested and flown. But really good researcher. I encourage you to look him up. I'll be checking out another of his presentations on another day also. But Michael Schratt, as we get to that room where he's at. Yeah, that rhymes.
You've arrived at the highlight of the show. Best vitamin drink of natural news. You get 36 vitamins, minerals, amino acids, digestives, electrolytes, osmolytes. Olaloa is so good. You just say the name Olaloa and it puts a smile on your face. There you go.
So that's the line for Linda Moulton Howe for her Friday afternoon show. I'm sure you've seen her on Ancient Aliens. She has her own show called Earth Files on YouTube. You should check it out. earthfiles.com. So we'll be going in the Crystal Amphitheater to see her presentation next. So I think I mentioned how you can't film in the presentations, but the get around to that is the promoters film each of the presentations and you can buy the DVDs after the presentation. A few hours after, maybe the next day, depending on how quick they are. So for example, if there's a presentation or two or three in my case that are at the same time, you can only go to one obviously. You can come and buy the ones you missed.
Yeah, I'm doing contract with a lot of land. I litigated in state federal courts for 4 years.
You're not strong.
No, I take ownership of the strong.
Just a shot of the facilities as we're walking around. I guess this is a beam me up Scotty thing. We've transitioned from one building to the next, so this is where most of the presentations are, is in this building here. So you can see some of the presenters have tables, they're selling their books. Right now.
Yeah.
Ron James from MUFON. Richard Dolan. You've seen him on Ancient Aliens and other shows.
I believe I might have the world's largest UFO collection. I'm writing a book about it.
So one of the other options after presentations are done is they show movies on this grass area in the evenings. They put up a giant inflatable screen over there, which they're not leaving out all day because it's supposed to be 102 today. So the view from the top, this is kind of the gathering spot for everybody. This is lunchtime, but in the evenings also, people hang out at the bar. A lot of the speakers hang out here. You can chat and just have all sorts of conversations about your alien abduction or whatever. Ben Hansen being interviewed by the TV news. You may have seen him on TV, former FBI agent. Does a lot of the night watch, has a lot of the night vision. So one of the other, after a presentation is over, things to do besides the movies is you can do the sky watch, which also is an extra ticket, but you come outside, and if you remember Ben Hansen, I showed you, the former FBI agent, has all the night vision instruments and things. You come out here to this area back here behind the conference facility and basically star watch, see what you can see. So when they have it all set up, and so they do that each evening also, again after the presentations are done for the day. When the trip to the wine bar overtakes the need to see the presentation.
Okay, so in other words, these objects on Mars, I believe, are natural formations.
So Hugh Newman and Andrew Collins, who pretty much one of the reasons I'm here is to see these two and their megalithic structures and whatnot presentations.
Yeah, these are the sacred alien stones being found in Ojuelos de Jalisco in Mexico.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, very special sacred energy on these stones. I've been researching this for 9 years, and I just published my first book on the stones right here.
Oh, okay.
So, Aztlan Awakening.
Very nice.
Yeah, and it's over 150 different stone tablets that I studied the hieroglyphics and the symbols being found on them. So, and it's being told all in a visual story. Yeah. So it's not all completely hieroglyphics, it's literally in these visual symbols that we can depict almost like it was an ancient comic book or something.
Right.
You know, but enough.
So how do you get these out of the country?
You know, it's been a journey just trying to do the research and confirm whether or not these are, authentic. So there's a lot of doubt and skepticism, but I think our research is going to help to validate this, you know?
Okay.
Yeah, it's been really special. I put 9 years of my life into researching it so far, and I'm going to be writing another book as well because this is
So we're here with Brad Olson, who's the author of 10 books, does really good research, been to all the continents in the world, just got back a few years ago from Antarctica, and has done a great presentation on Antarctica and all the different mysteries involving Antarctica. And I can vouch for some of the books. I have some of the books and they're very good. And Mr. Olson, what I wanted to ask you was, as far as all your research into Antarctica, what's the most intriguing thing that what's the thing that intrigues you the most?
Well, going down there was quite an ordeal. It was very hard to get there, and once we did, started looking into a lot of the mysteries that we hear going on down there. Didn't really find any concrete evidence of the things I was looking for, but I'm still intrigued by the possibility of a craft being under the ice, to antediluvian civilizations poking through. Possibly even giants or megafauna, megaflora, fossil record. But what I did find was at the research stations there was quite a bit of talk that there was some UFO experiences. We got it out of one guy at the base, at the Belgrano 2 base. It is such a remote location that if you were to say wanting to hide from the rest of the world, you couldn't really find a better place to go than the deepest depths of the ocean or under the ice in Antarctica. So that's what really intrigues me, is what might be down there, because we know there are big under ice domes because of all the volcanic and geothermal activity. And what a great place to hide out. You can even take a hot spring under the ice.
Great, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
So as with many other conferences, they have a lot of merchandise, shirts, hats, tote bags, things like that.
You mentioned viruses for your viruses. So it should be okay? It should be okay? Alright. Oh, hold on. Good Lord. You know, I don't block my lungs when people want to.
So that's going to do it, ladies and gentlemen, for our weekend here at Contact in the Desert in Indian Wells, California. A lot of great presentations throughout the weekend. Whether you believe in UFOs or not, or alien abduction, there's always the ancient archaeology and some of the other programs they have here that are just fascinating, actually, to me anyway. So I appreciate you watching. I will put a link to Contact in the Desert in the description of the video, so you can check out their website and see what it's all about, and maybe look into next year if it interests you at all. And we will see you next time on Discover This.